So this is going to be episode... This is episode 11. It's 11 of the Honorable Musings podcast. And we have Zinvo.
Hello.
We got Paldor.
Hello.
We have Kai.
Hello.
And Kazi.
Hi.
So...
Wait, you're not gonna introduce yourself?
No, I'm not here.
Okay.
I'm in the space between worlds.
In a time
This is like Stranger Things.
Yep.
How do you like the shows involved?
It's looking good.
Oh.
I'm addicted.
I told you.
See, is it scary?
Thanks for following, Zen.
No, it's not scary. I was scared at first, but then I'm like, oh no, it's actually really not scary.
No, it's not scary.
I cried. I don't watch it. Sorry.
I hate it. I binge watched season 1 yesterday.
I cried at the end of season 2. So
Same.
So we do have some stuff to talk about today.
okay.
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things. So how did everybody like that new episode? This is a Stranger Things podcast now.
Woohoo!
So Stranger Things is having a crossover with Dead by Daylight. I heard.
Daylight.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I guess we're all gonna. Okay, everyone shut down your clients. We're all gonna switch to Dead by Daylight.
Can I play as the Demigorgon?
Yeah,
Sure.
actually, you can.
Fuck yeah.
So, you get into the real topic of tonight.
Okay.
The first topic we have is that the Final Fantasy XIV devs are working to remove the barriers between data centers by making Data Center Visit in addition to our recently gotten World Visit. So, I have some very strong opinions on this, but I'm going to go last because I have a feeling you guys will either A, hit on them, or B, my explanation is going to be long-winded and everyone's going to get bored. So let's go the other direction. Kazi, you go first this time.
Oh, okay. So are they doing this? I have a follow-up question.
Sure.
Are they doing this for like rating content or for community content?
It's not specified. It's one of those things Yoshida just says. Let me read the article real quick. Let me grab it for you. At the moment, players from servers included in different data centers cannot play together. Yet, during an interview at Gamescom in Germany, director and producer Yoshida told Twinfinite that this could change. While the physical data centers will remain, the team is looking for ways to break the barriers between data centers, allowing players to play together regardless of the data center they're on. While it isn't guaranteed that it'll work, they have some ideas on how to make this magic, in quotation marks, happen. They're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and he encourages fans to wait for further news on this. So, the ultimate goal...
So then what's the point of the data center at that point?
I'm not sure. It says the ultimate goal would be to remove the boundaries between physical data centers, but this will require something extremely powerful like the Heidelin kick, in quotation marks, to be accomplished.
I think it would wreck the servers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because with World Visit, we already have people getting stuck and not being able to join their home server.
Hello, everyone.
But,
Hello.
I don't know. Do you think... What I'm worried about, I guess more than anything, but... Do you think this will screw up the markets?
The markets are already screwed because of what they've done to crafting.
That's true.
So, and you can't sell on other servers, so I don't think so. You can only buy.
Here's a question, because I don't really do this, but can you buy from other servers and then come back to your server and sell that item?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Oh
I
my
did
God.
that with the crafter set, and I destroyed our market on our server. Because people can't wait for their stuff to be sold, so they kept on undercutting me.
Zen says that the economies will get screwed.
They're already
I don't think
screwed.
so.
So, I mean, because there's only money in gardening right now. Excuse me, and treasure hunting.
That's true. That's how I've been making most of my money.
because crafting does not yield money anymore. Everybody just
Taking most of my
undercuts
money.
so much now, it's not worth it. It takes so much time to get all those materials if you don't buy from the market board yourself, so the effort isn't worth the 100k I just made to make this 2-star weapon for you.
True.
I know I don't know why all of a sudden, but like my fishing markets are all ruined already.
Oh yeah, everything
There's
is just...
Oh, the mining market was ruined like in the 5th week of, not even the 5th week of Shadowbringers. I made about, say, 18 mil first opening weeks, just focusing on crafting or mining. And then after that, it all went downhill and everyone undercut each other.
yeah, that's exactly what I did. But like right, I don't know how or why, but like in the fishing market, there are stacks of 99 not fish, but like the aether sands. Like what the fuck? Stacks by the same person.
It's because all they do is sit there and they're probably PS4 players, so they don't even have to look. You can just feel it by vibration.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And then they just oversaturate the market, and then... I wish people had to take, like... There was a quest to show you how to use the market board in Economy 101 or something. Anything, but I know that's asking way too much.
Then we're gonna get forum questions like, "Why do I have to take a test to use the auction house? It's a dumb game."
As it is, they were already complaining that you had to know what 2 + 2 means.
I know.
That's what we need, the license to sell in the market board.
I would actually not mind if this game had some sort of licensing system for selling certain items.
That would be nice.
Like
That would make giving all crafters desynthesis across the board worth it. I'm still salty about that. So no, I don't like this idea.
It's alright.
No, I had some follow-up questions because it didn't make sense.
Sure. It's okay. Are you all good? I was gonna move on to the next.
Yes, that's
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say that they can keep their toxic Aether members on their own server and not flood our PF with bad players.
Bring them over
I
here.
mean...
We already have our own ample amounts of
We don't need more, that's what I'm saying.
But
'Cause
we
it
have
seems like-
Brindle just being trash.
I
Entirely. I wouldn't mind. I honestly wouldn't mind having Gilgamesh again.
I mean,
take of the day.
there's a lot of bad players in a lot of different servers, and there's still good players in those specific servers. Like I ran into a gold parsing monk that cleared E4S, and he was from Balmong.
There's a lot of
Balmong.
people from
Balmong people
Valmont.
are
They have like
pretty good.
some exceptional people.
Yeah.
They know how to RP as actually good players.
Yeah. He's not wrong. He's not.
But it feels like they're doing this. They want to do this data center thing for raiding content. Because apparently we're on the lowest list of clears for E4S.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Let us pray. No, I'm sorry.
I don't understand the whole rush of it.
I don't really either, but it's
Like, oh my god, we have to be the first. Oh, now it's boring. Why not just take your time?
a lot of people just point to it and say, look, they didn't take care to look at the skill level of the data centers when they split them.
How are they supposed to determine that?
Crystal is a meme server. Don't ever play on it. Blah 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 blah. But
So how are they supposed to determine
Yeah,
skill level based on player base?
you would have to basically have FF logs open and calculate.
But that's
like
not.
all these people do.
They don't care about that.
That's what I said. Like the devs don't care if you're clearing the content or not. Well, I mean, unless it's main story, then they do. But Savage and stuff, they really don't care if you clear or not. Unless, like, most people just can't do it.
You mean like Twintanya?
Don't even get me started on that fight. That fight made me mad. Jonathan says all the memes about Crystal also feeds into that. Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy and all that. What about you, Philo, though? The subject is what do you think about Yoshida saying he wants to break down the barriers between data centers now instead of just servers?
Part of me is like, hey, that's cool, and then another part of me is like, no, that's bad. So it's like, I don't know. Because like on one instance, like you're gonna have a more, I'm gonna say, diverse group of skilled people, right? Varying degrees of skilled people, along with the equal reaction of equally shit skilled amount of people, right? So I mean, it could go either way, really. But I mean, the main issue though the main factor that is going to happen is you're gonna have a surplus of items. And item prices are going to go down. That's going to be a guarantee. Because people would just go to one server, buy there, bring it over, try to resell it, and then just going to go... Everything's probably going to be more evened out, but everything's going to be lower at the same time.
I did hear that in Japan, most people are just Omnicrafters, because that's just how they play over there. They just do everything. So, like, item costs are way lower. Like, raid potions are not hard to get.
We can't hear you, Supa.
What? Hold on, let me turn up my
I
mic.
can hear him. I heard him.
Sorry.
There you go.
I said one thing about the Japan data centers. I know they're all like Omnicrafters because that's just how they play. They do everything. So like raid potions are not hard to get or anything like that. So I don't know. It could be really cool, but at the same time,
So is this their push to make people more self-sufficient?
Maybe. I would assume so, because it looks like that, at least when I was back on Gilgamesh, it's a lot cheaper just to buy the item than to actually make it. It gets to that point. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but yikes, dude. That's not something I really care for. Zen says they should make the...
I mean, it would force people into the open world again.
That's true. Zen says they should make the market board a global market board, then that would solve that. I don't agree with that.
No.
Highly disagree.
I do not... I already think there's already too many people on the current market board. I don't need more people on there. What about you, Kai?
I mean, as long as, like, if it means, like, you get to visit people in other data centers, and, like, it would break down a lot of, like, barriers so people would be like, oh, I can go have fun with people that I've never met, maybe in-game, but, like, I know somewhere else. And I don't have to pay, like, $20 to meet them and leave everything behind to go play with them. So I feel like in that way it's pretty cool. But
I agree.
like the market is a problem.
Oh, actually, Kai brings up an interesting thing here. Are they going to reimburse all the people who've bought the transfers and stuff?
No, you know the answer to that one already. No, they'll never do that. I would like my $60 I spent 6 years ago back, please.
Lol.
What about you, Paolo?
Oh, I already voiced my opinion.
Oh, okay. You're skipping the line. Zen says, but it would make it.
Hey, you were about to change the subject
I'm
for
sorry.
everyone else.
I'm sorry.
okay.
Zen says, but it would make it a global economy. I honestly think this game could not handle a global economy.
No, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, it's as much as I enjoy the idea of everybody being in the same market. At the same time, everybody's in the same damn market. No, get them out.
We already have oversaturation with localized servers. That would make all items one guild just to get it out of your inventory, and that's bad.
Yeah, Philo kind of touched on it too. There'd be just too many items to deal with.
Yeah, that's bad. There would be no point for people to even sell on the market board at that point.
Yeah, you.
Unless you're being ultimately lazy.
Yeah.
Players in 2022. What's a market board?
Oh my god.
We used to have something like that, but I don't know what it is now.
John says, do you think adding a, let's say, 1 week lock on items bought on other servers so you can't sell them on yours right away is a good fix for the server market shenanigans? I think it would be.
I don't think a week. No, but like maybe 48 hours.
Like
You have to hold the item for 48 hours.
It stopped people
But
from
that's not a fix. It's a temporary.
Still,
But it would create a buffer so the market could stabilize itself whenever 48 hours was up, so you could add that items. It's not completely taking over the market.
As an example, I could literally run to Balmung right now, buy a bunch of the items that are selling really fast, and come sell them over here, and then like just immediately go back like within like 10 minutes and get more if they're selling that fast.
Yeah.
24, 48 hours, maybe more, but I think that's a decent idea actually.
Nobody would go for it though.
And yeah, there's people be like, you're restricting my freedom, and it's like, well, you were just gonna turn around and resell the item anyway, so it's not a.
Yeah, nobody would go for that. Nobody.
Joke's on you. This is ARSia, not America.
This, my free speech. The Garleans are oppressing my right to freeze speech. Okay, what about you, Zimbo?
I think it's a waste of time and effort to get the data centers conjoined together because I don't know. I feel like there's other pressing matters that they could be working on, and like Kazi said before, it could just completely destroy the servers. And I mean,
it would completely destroy the servers because people would go to the hubs of those data centers, and then the people on those data centers in those worlds are not going to be able to play because guess what? All their logins are being taken by other people from a completely different server.
Yeah.
So if you want like what Kai was saying, right now, yeah, you would have to pay the $20 to move your character over, but that's why.
Yeah.
You're reserving your spot in that server instead of just being like, oh hey, I'm just gonna go over here and visit for X amount of time where you don't even know when they're gonna leave or not.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like I feel like there's other pressing matters. Like for an example, some of the class changes could be changed a little bit more, thought out more, instead of spending the time and effort to figure out this data transfer stuff.
You know what they should do? They should just take all the resources that they put into all these other servers, remove that, put all that effort into one server, and then just make this one big ass server. That's all they should just do at this point.
I'm not for that.
Because that wouldn't work either.
Can you imagine
literally the same
Philo,
thing.
the servers were on fire running Shadowbringers launch. You think they're gonna handle everybody online at one time?
If they put the small indie dev team manpower all on one server, diversified among.
That's not how servers work, though, Philo.
Listen,
also the technology that you're talking about doesn't exist.
Listen, they have servers for each server, right? So you just put them all in the same room, you like hook them up to each other, and that's how. And then you just combine them all.
This is not how.
If you stack the servers on top of each other, they work better.
Philo's mentality is literally it's just plugging in a bunch of extension cords.
I mean, isn't that what it's all about? I mean,
No!
When I call IT, I'm like, hey, there's something wrong with my computer, and they get on my computer and then they Google, how do I fix this? And then they fix it. So I imagine it's the same way.
Philo thinks when the IT guys say they're gonna go into the system and fix it, they just stick a fork in the socket.
I mean, that's what I do. And then I wake up and it's working.
Jonathan says, I can't wait to server visit Gilgamesh and get locked out because it crashes. You are not wrong. Gilgamesh has had the most server crashes more than anybody else. Someone's fishing in Upper Lenosha again.
No.
Oh, it's my turn. So, I have two things to say. You guys have already touched on most of them, but my main concern is content clears, because everyone's gonna flood the JP data center to try to get clears. And for anybody who has never played on a Japanese data center or played FF11, they hate it when you do that. They will tell you to leave the server.
Yeah, they will.
They are not friendly when you're visiting them just to get content cleared. They hate people who do that.
I mean that's the equivalent of going to America and trying to get welfare, right?
Basically. Jonathan says JP only. Yeah, that's exactly it. People are gonna see that maybe FFXIV isn't so friendly if we do that. But yeah, don't do that, because every savage tier it happens. A bunch of people transfer over to JP, get their clears in the duty finder, come back, and they get very sick and tired of it. There's actually, I don't know if they're still up, but at one point I remember there were actually threads on the Japanese forums saying to restrict the server transfer to from a North American data centers, because there were so many people coming over there just to get savage clears, and they hated it because for two reasons. One, they say the Americans never brush up on the fights beforehand, which is partially true in my experience, and two, they don't want to form relationships with these people for them to just fucking leave.
To be fair, on that one point, there's nothing more fun than jumping into a savage content, not knowing what it is, and freaking out on the mechanics. For like half an hour, it's fun.
That's true. But I think Philo and Kazi both can attest to JP only.
See, the thing with my old guild link show, whatever it was used to be called, we were friends with a bunch of JP players, so but we were friends, so I mean, yeah. But I was aware of like certain groups who were like JP only, and like you try to go in as American, would be unless you had that JP friend, then they'd be like, no, you get out. Like it'd be like broken English, it'd be like, get the fuck out.
See, Ozzy and I worked for our places in the JP only, groups. Like, we were good players, so it was never an issue. And then because we were good players with one group, then you got in. Then you were good with other groups because they would talk about you. And we never had any problems communicating because of the auto translator. So, Yeah. But we had hard-earned work instead of just, one friend.
Yeah. Willie says, don't the Japanese use macro and you just pick a number and letter? Yeah, they how they do it is they have a macro that they hit at the very beginning of the fight, and it explains the whole fight to the whole party in text form. And you just read it, and you pick a number or letter and go. But it's more like to be used as a refresher most of the time, because most of the people over there will assume you have either A, watched a guide, or B, read something to try to supplement your learning.
I mean, the only time I don't is when it, like, right after we've cleared something, like the last time, and we went into Levi just blind because we wanted to, and it was fun, so.
Yeah.
And experiencing things for the first time in horror is always fun, so.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, what the heck is going on? Oh my goodness, why is he glowing?
This is what we're gonna do for Titan. I haven't seen anything on it yet.
I actually can't wait for Titan. That's my favorite fight right now.
Mm-hmm.
See, but you guys are a pre-made group. This is like Duty Finder.
There are rare occasions where I see
Dude.
a blind duty finder. Or party finder.
Okay.
Go ahead, Cassie.
I'm the only DPS who can stay alive in E4
That's true.
half the time, so my back hurts. Just saying. Get good, maybe a little bit. I don't know, maybe learn from your mistakes. I stop standing in the landslide, Jesus.
Why learn from your mistakes when the healers can just adjust?
Oh
The
my God.
landslide, Supa. The
The
landslides.
landslides. 420 Lady Death 420 says, "I love Titan." Yeah, I do too. And thanks for following, by the way. The other thing I was gonna talk about was that I think that the best way of going about to do this, if you really want to break down the barriers between data centers, would be to, instead of trying to just make people visit other data centers, you create a new data center altogether and have that be just a data center that exists just for the sole purpose of visiting. Like you can't sell items, you can't do anything. It's like
It's just a community center.
it's a community center that you can queue into content for. You get what I'm saying?
That I'd be okay with. That I'd be okay. Like
That'd be
a central
interesting.
hub where people could go. And if it was full, then it was full. You know.
It's like if you wanted to do content with people from other data centers, you could, but don't bring them onto entire other data centers because I feel like that's just asking for trouble.
Hey guys, we should just make a whole stag group of 8 people and then just transfer all 8 of us over to a different server.
Oh my God.
I really think they just need to focus their efforts on better gameplay and development than something like that.
Yeah, there's
Agreed.
a lot of things I would rather have them work on rather than just I mean,
Look,
it's
a small
not.
indie dev team of 5. Can't expect much.
Is it that huge of a deal if you really want to play with someone else to pay $20 to go to a different data center and play with them? I don't think it's
To be
that.
perfectly honest, if that relationship is worth it, no.
Because every time, okay, I might be biased, but every time I see someone say they're going to transfer off server or off data center to go play with people, they get burned because they leave everything behind and then the person plays for like 2 weeks and then fucks off.
Then leaves, yeah.
I can't even offer that as a threat anymore. I'm not allowed to leave Coral.
Lol. Then the Lady Death says, this is Miss Ironwing, by the way, lol, hi. And then Willie says, didn't they close the data center before and make lodestone out of it? That was 1.0, and it wasn't really a data center, it was just a server. If you look back into the legacy, like, the old website's gone, but the old legacy forum still exists at the bottom of the existing forum. You can look at that, and that's what the old site used to look like, and oh my god, it was awful. So that's, I think, does anyone have anything else to say about cross-world data centers?
Not me.
I mean, cross data center visits?
Just get the fire extinguishers if they're gonna go do that. Jeez.
Yeah, don't. Please, just find a different way to do it.
I just can't wait to play with the Giggle Mesh players again.
No.
Oh no.
They're gonna claim they parse gold and then they parse like green. I wasn't getting patted by my 3 Astros and 3 Dragoon tethers.
Where's my dancer?
Where's my dancer to pad my parse? I think that
I need
about...
ninja for trick attack as well.
Yeah.
And please time it around my fire to spare rotation.
I used to have a Dark Knight and a static I was in that would always ask for Trick Attack to be saved and used around 26 seconds so his burst would be buffed for his parse. And us being the idiots we were back then, we did it.
It's okay, Supa. We're all idiots at some point. Just some of us don't do the trick attack for the Dark Knight.
I'm triggered. So the second
I
subject...
mean, a Dark Knight of all people. Really?
Yeah, it's better to save it for DPS. So the second subject I want to talk about tonight is it better to nerf good classes that are too powerful, or is it better just to buff classes that aren't up to speed with OP classes?
I think that's
they
relative
already
to the...
deleted Summoner, so
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not playing Summoner anymore.
They'd have to rebalance all the bosses, so I would think that they wouldn't want to do all the extra work and just buff specific things.
Yeah. Because
I mean, it comes down to a coding thing at that point.
yeah, let's look at Ninja, Dancer, probably Summoner, and then there's one more. I can't. Oh, Astro, the fun one.
I thought they fixed that a little bit.
No.
I like it.
I agree. I actually kind of like it. I've kind of played around with it today.
Functionally,
I haven't had many troubles in Savage.
Functionally, Ast is definitely playable now, but damage-wise,
It's because you're amazing, Kai. I can't do it. I can't. I can't do it.
It's just the damage comes from your cards. Like even in FF logs, they like made it so your damage is gonna be your raid contribution and not your personal damage.
what's the
And divination and stuff. So basically, you're just a buff. You're a giant buff in the form of a person.
So you are definitely a support role.
Yeah, completely.
You're basically the dancer of healers.
Yeah. They
I mean,
really
Astro's
made it
always
happen.
been a
Kai,
support.
then it's perfect for you then.
I really like it.
Astro's always been kind of a support because it has the option to go between Diurnal and Nocturnal Sect. So it can always fill that position of, oh, do we need shields or do we need regen?
Yeah, it's always been more of a support, but now more than ever, it's just like
Jonathan says, from a player perspective, it never feels good to have your class nerfed, but if the buffs get to the point where content is trivial, then they've gone too far.
yeah, very true.
Yeah, he's.
I think they've scaled current content though to the better classes.
Yeah,
So I don't think that would be a problem because it's already scaled higher for, and you can tell just by Black Mage and Monk if you're a good Monk or a good Dragoon. It's been scaled higher for those particular DPS classes already.
I can kind of tell too, because when I'm healing, my potency, scholar potency in healing is never great. It's always like below average, but I can tell like I need to heal more at certain points, and I'm like, even a white mage might have a little bit of trouble here if they don't know what they're doing. So that's only when I'm healing though. When I'm damaged, I'm like, I'm on top again, baby. But
the only thing that
And so
they
you
need
have
to
the
do-
opposite problem of you, Suba. I don't have any potency problems with Scholar at all.
I do.
In fact, I overheal on Scholar because it's so potent.
I do if I've used Dissipation offensively. Then I start having problems if there's too much incoming damage that I didn't account for.
I've really been liking Scholar.
Me too.
Scholar feels so good now that they've fixed it.
Weren't you still complaining about it?
Yeah, I still miss Bane. Give me that back.
Well,
Well, you know,
Can't have everything
it's
though.
not worth it. Eric, we already have so many buttons and stuff we can use. You don't need another one.
Darn it. I want more shiny
No.
buttons to press. But I don't think they'd ever need to like nerf Black Mage because it's too strong, right, Kazi?
It can be.
Oh god. Don't nerf it.
Nerf Black Mage, please.
I mean, there's a reason Black Mage is so strong because they sacrifice mobility and potentially get, clipped by AoEs.
No, not from my experience. That is not the
No.
case.
No.
They have
No,
a lot
you-
of mobility.
Yeah, you don't if you know what you're doing and you can do ethereal manipulation and in between the lines correctly. That's how I can do Titan so well. It's because when I know the boulders are coming down, ley lines goes down. I run to safety, they blow up, I hit between the lines, so hey, I don't have to move at all. And I don't even have to move to the boulder for safety because the healer's already there.
Yeah.
I have to hit 2 buttons, and I don't have to do anything, and it can keep my rotation.
Yeah, the other thing, like when I took my Black Mage for the first time in E2S with my group, second run clear with it, I noticed all my cooldowns where I could instacast lined up perfectly where I would have to move. Like, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, if you know the timing and you know your internal timing and you have your spell speed right, it's easy. But people don't use ethereal manipulation or between the lines like they should.
I think that it's more of a Black Mage sacrifices utility for more damage because you guys can't raise or anything.
That's not true. If you know how to slide cast, you can move too.
I mean, you guys can't raise.
I don't need to raise if you're good.
You don't need to raise if the mob's dead.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, yes, it's a very selfish class. There is no utility for anybody else other than yourself.
Do you guys still have apodiostasis, or does that not exist anymore?
No.
Doesn't exist.
Rip. My magic damage defense.
I can do Adel for you.
Adel. Oh, Adel. Okay.
Yeah, Adel. But I mean,
That's a roll
it's not
skill.
yeah, it's not that great either, so.
Good for tank busters.
Yeah.
It's probably... Yeah, I'd never feel good for your class to be nerfed. It'd only feel good for it to be buffed, which is probably why whenever there's like huge strength disparities, like with Ninja, they just throw 50 potency on something and like in Gust Slash and say, here's a band-aid until we actually fix it. What was it? Like Ninja needs to parse purple right now to be able to clear most Savage content?
You should all be parsing purple to clear Savage content.
I don't know, we parsed green, we passed.
I thought it was always... there was an interview a few years back, but I thought it was centered around most of the fights being around you performing at between 50 and 75% efficiency without buffs or party utility factoring in. And it's mostly scaled toward DPS just doing damage. There's a bunch of different calculations, but it's usually you have to be at least good to do Savage. And when they buff or nerf anything, I'm pretty sure that they're aware that the whole website has a meltdown over people complaining.
Well, here's one thing that I kind of know, because when my group finally cleared E2S, we did it with me as Black Mage and a Bard. So we effectively removed 2 lower hitters for 2 heavier hitters DPS wise. Now my Black Mage was in 44th percentile when we cleared, but it outperforms my purple parsed summoner by a lot more, but I'm in green as Black Mage. So like right now you can clear content by being an okay player, if not like just slightly below average, on a heavier hitter class like Monk or Black Mage or Machinist or Bard, and you can clear content. It's on the lower end classes like Summoner, Ninja, Red Mage, and Dancer, where you're gonna struggle more just because the DPS is not there at all.
That's not true at all. Our Dancer does great DPS.
How much does he do?
He averages 9-10k when we're doing good.
Well, yeah, but when you have like my group, we had me, a Ninja, and a Dancer. Like the 9k is not that great when paired with the other DPS who can only output maybe 1 or 2 more K max.
I disagree.
I
Because
mean,
the overall numbers match up because you have to do 75k to clear.
It's
So if you have all of those classes together, and you have a good person knowing their class and what they're doing, you're achieving more.
Is it 75 raid DPS to E2
Yeah, collective.
collectively?
Collective.
Yeah, 70.
Okay.
Well, no, because we couldn't clear it with that setup, and we literally had the setup change and we cleared it.
I think I watched your clear, and if I am not mistaken, I think you guys had no deaths during that run, which is pretty similar to our experience that we did it flawlessly and we cleared it.
Yeah, we had no death, but my friend pointed out to me, we essentially had one DPS who was 50% damage down for the entire fight.
Yeah, my clear was like that too. We always had someone eating the ads by accident, so.
Well, no, I
it's
mean,
basically a death.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, not one person. I mean, like, in like the actual overall fight, like, cause like I got hit accidentally in the beginning, someone got hit mid, another person got hit like towards the end and stuff like that. So over the whole course of the fight, it was like it was as if one person took the whole damage down.
Well, the damage down's only like what, 12 seconds?
No, it's a minute.
No,
Is it a
It's
minute?
a long time.
60
Yeah, it's
seconds.
long, and it's basically a brink of death.
Yeah, it hurts a lot.
30% damage
Because it
down.
gives you 2 debuffs.
Yeah, but one
Yeah.
of them is like damage done to you. Like
Yeah.
you have, like,
Yeah, damage done and damage dealt.
yeah.
I could have sworn it was the other way. Okay.
All right. So what would be if we had to try to fix it? Would you just buff Summoner a bunch, or would you nerf Black Mage? You'd buff Summoner, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Summoner.
I'd probably nerf Black Mage a little bit and then improve Black Mage. I mean, nerf Black Mage a little bit.
Nerf it and
Summoner.
then fix it
Yeah,
again.
nerf it and fix it again. Because see, the main issue though is that you got like this hierarchy in DPS versus the hierarchy of utility, and up to this point, it's been Black Mage, Summoner, Red Mage, and then reverse for support. But now with Summoner and Red Mage are somewhat equivalent in DPS, and then they're also somewhat equivalent, but in varying degrees with respect to their support.
Okay. Let me grab chat here real quick. John says Dancer gives about 1 to 1.5k RDPS to the whole party. Dancer and Nin feel like they have to do way more to pull their weight. I will agree with that. 420 Lady Delta Death says, I agree with John. BLMs need more power. Muhaha. No. Delete that comment. No more power for Black Mages.
I'm all on board for more power.
Excuse me, I'd like to actually be able to shoot something. Thank you very much.
I would like not to have to panic when you rip aggro off the tank. So I think that, yeah, everyone's pretty much in agreement that you should just fix the classes that aren't doing those. But I feel like this game's starting to go in a direction where they're intentionally just not going to balance the classes. Like they're gonna keep, gameplay wise, they'll probably keep making it so they have similar abilities and stuff, but they'll make it so certain ones do just way more damage. Look at Machinist. Look at me. Just use drill and everything explodes.
Lol.
My opinion is that it just needs to be fun. You know, your class. I believe that every class should be able to clear the Savage content, no matter what order the grouping is. You know, yeah, it's going to be mandatory to have one melee, but it shouldn't be 2 melees and 2 range. And my group's kind of, prevailing because that we only have 1 melee.
But we do just fine.
Yeah, no, that's what I was trying to say. And so they need to buff up Ninja and make it more useful than just Trick Attack. And classes like ninja shouldn't be defined for one ability.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way I feel with warrior, where it's like, oh, I'm just the fell cleave tank now. You know, there's not much difference between warrior and dark knight now, to where it'll be more of an advantage to take dark knight over warrior, or warrior over dark knight. So
actually, in my group, we kind of found that distinction with warrior and dark knight. We found out dark knight's pretty good at mitigating stuff compared to warrior, and we took warrior in for the additional DPS.
see, I have a pretty decent cooldown. Like if for fight to fight, I have a pretty good defensive cooldown rotation for most of my tank busters, so I don't really have a problem with taking damage. The only thing I have a problem with is Eden's gravity.
Oh no, it's not
But-
tank taking on damage. I mean the AOE damage. We decided to forego that though with the warrior just to feed the LB, which
Because Dark Knight has that
yeah,
what
dark
is it?
missionary.
mhm.
Yeah, so and our healers had the bright idea of we're gonna feed you guys to the LB, and we were like, what?
But me and my off tank decided to only use reprisals during AoEs. We do not need them during our tank busters, so I do the first AoE, off tank does the second, and so on and so forth. So we still contribute to that, and plus, I think Shake It Off with the three, with Thrill of Battle, Vengeance, and Raw Intuition along with it, makes it a 16% of maximum health absorbed for AoE. So, and I think that's the best AoE a tank can provide for damage mitigation.
Our tanks and healers are just co-conspiring. Like, we're giving you guys the minimum buffs to survive.
Wait, are you guys abusing the emergency heal proc for getting
Yes,
more?
we
No,
were.
no, stop! You're just hurting
Yeah,
everybody.
As John says, you're all but fuel for the LB. That's what because we would literally get our health would go down to like fucking 5 to 1%, just enough to survive, and then get all the critical heals.
Let's see. Bert says Dark Knight is cooler. John says, "Oh dear Lord, the LB games." John just says, "Tell them how it feels to be at 3K
It's not
HP
fun.
and Savage."
It's not fun. It's not fun. It's scary. Every AoE I was at between 1 and 3K HP. It was not fun.
Oh, hey, the rain stopped.
It's too bright.
Would you rather
Next-
it be blinding light again?
No.
Time to go to Ilmeg.
Oh
Next
no,
podcast.
no. We went there once already. We gotta.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Can't go again yet. Willie says he thinks he likes the combo of Warrior and Paladin the most.
Yeah, Warrior and Paladin are like old school combos too.
I mean, the
From what I
oldest,
hear.
the oldest old school combo was run 2 Paladins
Paladin,
because Warrior was useless in 2.0.
Gee, fucking gee.
So I think we've kind of outran that subject, unless anyone has any other thoughts on whether we should nerf or buff classes to try to fix it.
Remove savage content,
No,
make classes
stop
fun,
right
and
there.
everyone will be happy.
No,
Zinvo,
I
like,
really think that people need to practice what they're trying to do.
yeah, I will say that I am glad with the developers that they're not homogenizing all classes in terms of damage, because that means certain classes can do certain things, and there are certain things that the classes who don't do well in damage do very well in that the classes that do damage can't do. Like Dancer buffs or Red Mage is like the raise machine, and Red Mage has Embolden too, so that's a thing. Ninja has Trick, obviously. Astro has the cards and tanks. There's not really anything differentiating the tanks, is there?
There's some.
No, because there's literally 2 classes that have the same rotation, pretty much.
No, I was thinking more so of like Paladin and Warrior.
Oh well,
Dark Knight and
I'll give
Warrior.
that. Paladin has some really nice support abilities.
Yeah.
intervention and cover. Moving on to the next one though. So this one's kind of like more of an opinion, but how long do you guys think this game is going to go for? We're at year 6, and Yoshida promised us 10 years at least. So how long do you think we got? Because that 10 years is more than halfway up now.
The game will end when the story ends.
You think it's all
That's
going
I
to...
don't think they're gonna gut their cash cow.
You want to elaborate on that? Like,
If they continue taking the story higher and actually do something with it as a story platform, if they keep that quality, I think they can run it longer than 10 years. Because there isn't any game like Final Fantasy.
that's very true. I've never found an MMO with this kind of quality.
No. I mean, if you look at the grand picture of like the release of the new expansion, how the servers handle it, we didn't crash at all. I think that was one of the smoothest releases I have ever seen in an MMO of all time. Because, you know, anything from WoW and Blizzard, you were down for like two weeks at least after new content came out. And then server hiccups and emergency maintenance. And we see very rare kind of pockets of that outside the DDoS attacks.
Attacks in quotation marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was impressed. I was ready to have like a Raubon EX from the get-go, and I was racing through all the beginner quests. But
They
no.
learn from their big mistake. And that's something that most companies don't. And they really take that quality of, hey, we really fucked up, and this probably shouldn't happen again. Maybe we'll do a trial thing where they did it again shortly after Roban, where again we were locked behind it and we got stuck again. So I was wondering if at that point when they did kind of that story lock, was that a stress test for the system that we have now? Because they learn very quickly with what doesn't work and what does.
Oh god, what was I gonna say? Oh, I think it was episode 3 or 4 of the podcast. We asked if they had learned their lesson from Stormblood launch, and I think only Zinvo and Philo were there for that podcast. Everybody else wasn't there, but everyone basically said no. There's no way they've learned. We're gonna have like a crash launch. Everyone's gonna explode, and so we were all wrong. Well, except me. I was the holdout. I said I think they've probably figured it out by now. Hopefully, that's what all the stress testing is for. But I'm skeptical. I should go look back at that episode. Let me grab chat real quick too here. Not long and they are bringing trust, says Lady Death. Crimson Host said they're gonna keep going. Lady Death 420 says yeah, but FF11 is going on 20 years. This game is not gonna last as long. I will disagree with you on that one. Willie says I think FF11 died off after they bought the jobs to 99. I'll agree with that. FF11 never got to the level of subs that 14 has. That is true. 11 is like the real small indie dev team. There's like 2 people working on that game now.
I'm surprised it's still fucking working.
Yoshida is still trying to get people to go play it. They kind of did kill crafting with a new way of making stuff in HQ in 11. What the heck? That sentence doesn't make sense, so I'm not reading that. When this game brought trust, they showed it's dying already, and that scares me because it's a very pretty. No. This game is not dying because they added trust. They added trust because there's a very palpable difference into doing MSQ on a DPS rather than doing it on a healer and tank, and that's the queue times. You guys want to hang out in queue while you wait to progress through story for a couple hours? But yeah, that's what I think anyway. Game's not dying, right, guys?
No,
No.
at all.
No.
I think our
Plus the
stuff.
trust
Not
system.
if we have a login queue almost every day.
Yeah,
the
we
game's
have. We
done.
still have queues to get into the server.
Yeah. Because the trust system feels more like another like Skinner box mechanic that just like, oh, I have nothing else, time to level up.
I've actually never used the trust system at all.
Yeah, me either.
It's alright.
I did it
okay.
once early on and saw how bad the EXP gain was before the buff, and I was like, no, I have better stuff to grind up right now.
I've been
I-
level.
Achievement.
I'm a crafter. I have so much to do on the side. If I have to wait in the DPS queue, oh darn.
I've been leveling the trusts, and they're all level 73 now. I gotta say, they do work functionally, but they cannot do what a normal player does, like at all. It's
You can't do
But
it.
normal players
Alpha
can't do what
handle
normal
it.
players should do at all.
that's
Super.
my head just exploded. Thanks, Kazu.
You're
Well-
welcome.
That system might be like not like a beta test, but a part of what's coming up next with the New Game Plus system or mode that's going to come out.
True.
So we have no idea how that's going to work. If it's just going to be like an instance, or we actually open up quests somehow. Like we have no idea how that's going to work.
We also don't know what their code is like either, because they quite possibly can't do some of the things that are required in those dungeons as an AI, and they probably can cheat some of that stuff.
I think it's mostly a matter of it's just the thing added to help people get through the story, just so you don't have to.
But okay, but then you have to level them.
Yeah, but you
Well,
only.
I mean, you mean the first time through?
Yeah,
because the
first
time
through,
you
you don't have to level them, but after that,
Gotcha.
it's just something to do. It's something to do, like any MMORPG. Here's an arbitrary task for you to kill time if you have literally nothing else to do, or if you want to level other jobs, which is what I'm doing it for. Because oh my god, waiting in queue for some of these Shadowbringers dungeons takes forever.
You just gave me a really good idea, because I have to do Bard for my stupid retainer. So maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, it usually takes around 25 minutes, half hour to do a dungeon with the trusts.
Well, Expert's been taking me fucking 40, so there you go.
Oh, don't remind me. I just had flashbacks. My body hurts now. I just got body aches. Let's see. Willie says, I was talking about how they changed the crap. Oh, that's not. Lady Death 420 says, yeah, but they have roulettes and dailies for that. They don't need trust. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like that. I must say, since I came back to 14, it has gotten better and harder. I will say that Shadowbringers does not treat its player base like fucking idiots like Stormblood did. So the game is palpably harder in main story. There's mechanics that are not so forgiving. There's a soft enrage on the final boss of the last dungeon too, which surprised me.
You can actually survive
No.
that one.
You can survive that?
You
Yeah,
can.
I stand, if I stand in the middle and just do this, spam cure 3, I can live through it. Like,
Fine.
I can make my party live through it, because we had an awful thing. Like, one of our DPS was like, we are gonna wipe this, and he just jumped off and then raised back, because our tank died.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then I just spammed cure 3, and it saved us, so. But it,
I'm
like,
amazing. I'm amazing. My name is Kai.
yeah, exactly. I knew what to do, but if you don't know what to do, you're like screwed and you're gonna die.
Hold on. Oh, that's Willie. Didn't they have a timer in 11 before you can level you can do your next trust, so you can't spam trust to level up? Kind of. That's how it works in 11 now. Ozzy says like they cheat the bridge. I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, in Dawn Meg, where you gotta
yeah.
cross the platform.
Oh, that last little bridge, the little
Yeah.
thing you have to run across.
Yeah.
They don't do it? What?
No, they
Well,
I
don't.
guess not.
Oh no,
So-
the trusts in 11, I mean the trusts in this game during the bridge mechanic in Don Meg, Alpha Node won't do it because he's afraid of heights. Ryan will do it, but she's very slow. Thancred will get halfway and then get really frustrated and just jump across the edge with whatever the gap closer for Gunbreaker is.
What?
Urianger.
He actually does Shikuchi. I've seen
That's
him.
cheating. I can't do that.
Urianger will intentionally wait until somebody else reaches the other side and then ethereal manipulation across the gap.
That's cheating, and I can't do that either in there. What the fuck?
Yeah, they all cheat.
I
told you the NPCs are stronger than the Warrior Blade.
Damn!
I don't know what Y'shtola does. Y'shtola does
I think
something.
Y'shtola just walks it, yeah.
Oh, and
She's not scripted for that.
Alice will pop sprint and run directly across it flawlessly.
She just
I
fucking
can pop
gotta get
sprint
this
and
bread.
run across it flawlessly too. Super.
I tried doing that and I fell right off.
I had to do it. There was a challenge dungeon I did with a few people, and we had to do it.
I'll be honest, it's pretty rough on controller.
I bet, because on the mouse you can really linear it down.
Yeah, those corners are dreads. When I get towards it, it's like, oh shit, another corner.
They're very sharp.
Hmm?
Yeah, I don't think this game's... I'm giving this game at the very least, 13 years. With the current time that we've already spent.
I don't know. Japan really loves MMO stuff and, like, Sword Art Online, and
yeah, but
that whole culture is exploding, so if they sink a lot of effort into this game... I mean, this could be something that's what they're trying to do.
This is what I want to say will eventually happen. And this is just like my big old conspiracy theory. This game will probably eventually be finito. It'll die, but because there's so much effort and fan following with this game and all the resources and coding and everybody that's been playing it, and especially the 1.0 players who've been around forever, they're, oh boy. What's eventually going to happen is they're going to end this game, make a new one, but I have a feeling they're going to let you transfer certain character attributes over to whatever the next Final Fantasy MMO is, and it's going to be it's going to be
It would have to be everything though.
Yeah, it's probably, I don't think it's possible to do everything transfer over, but it'll at least
your appearance could probably be transferred.
Yeah.
Things like that.
And then you get, your VR headset out, and then you go into the game. You get trapped, and then you have to kill a bunch of people, and if you die in the game, you die in real life. And then you finally clear the dungeon early on the 75th floor, and your girlfriend dies. But that's
forget about the save your sister or your.
No, you don't have to save your sister. She's
don't forget about the little emoto.
They haven't.
I don't think they're going to do that, because that's what we thought when 11 was coming out and 14
but see, 11
was on the brink. Everyone
kind of thought that the next jump between 11 and this game was the technological gap was going to close a lot more, and it didn't. we barely advanced in technology between 11 and 14's initial release. What that was, let's see, 11 came out in what, 01?
Something like that. It was a long
14
time ago.
came out in 2010. So like 9 years, that's only a 9-year gap. To be fair though, like computer-wise, a lot of things definitely. I mean, what did we get in 2001? The PS2 to the PS3, Xbox to Xbox 360. We didn't even have VR. Now it's like everyone and their mother can just hook up a VR headset, or you can just do it on your phone. You get the cardboard thing. Throw that on there. You got Beat Saber and stuff like I never imagined we'd be seeing the things we can do with technology now when I was a kid. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Let's see, Willie says, what do you think about Yoshi P coming on game and leaving his character AFK in certain areas? Seems like a fun little...
That's really funny.
I think it's a fun little thing that they just do.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, though? Like, Zinvo, did you think we'd ever have, like, VR at this point or anything like that?
I don't know. Like, it'd be cool in ways, but in other senses, it'd be very like disjointing for the fact of like Savage content and stuff like that. That'd be like really fucking hard to pay attention
Okay,
to a lot of that stuff.
how about this then? What if, like, when you use VR, you have a third-person perspective you can use, even though it's VR?
Then it might be alright.
I don't think VR would work in a game like this, honestly.
I think it could.
It could for the open world stuff. Say, for an example,
Yeah.
if you're like gathering or something. But for combat, I don't know. That's something that they'd have to really iron out.
Okay, Zimba, what if every time you were standing in an AoE, a little alarm went off, and it would tell you, hey, dumbass, you're standing in an AoE, and you had to move.
I mean, that's true, but then you're going to have a PTSD of alarms, and then...
It'll be great.
Fucking rip.
you have an alarm set for you to wake up in the morning, it goes off, you're literally just screaming and rolling out of bed. I don't want to fucking die! Now, it could work for some things, but for other things, I don't know. I don't think it could. I kind of agree with
how about VR only in towns and hubs, and then combat is third person?
I mean,
mean,
then that's kind of defeating the whole purpose. In a
For
way.
VR, no, it won't work.
But why would... I don't know. I can't see myself playing the MMORPG entirely in VR. There's certain aspects of it that I would need to see my HUD. Unless I can just bring up the HUD as an overlay on my VR set.
No, you just shout all your ability moves in like broken English.
Oh boy, now we're a JRPG. I can't wait.
Can you imagine everyone just screaming their skills?
Well, it would be a combination of screaming your skill and moving your arms.
Yeah.
The strengths that you have, yeah.
Honey, why has Kai been...
Dictionary real quick.
The cops would be called on you for gaming too loud.
Honey, why is Kai upstairs and why does he keep screaming affected Helios? I don't know. We fucked up. Oh god, I'd have to scream embrace so much.
Yeah. Raise!
Embrace.
No!
And then you get people who like... Do you guys remember when you'd get people in your roulettes that would like name their moves with like macros?
Oh, yeah, I've
my
seen
God.
it recently.
I remember running into someone in World of Darkness that had Yu-Gi-Oh macros for every card they pulled on Astro.
Oh my
Had those
God.
before. They're awful.
I ran into a healer this morning who was a cat person, and all her macros for everything she did was in cat person speak, and then she'd like, I need to lick your face, and I'm just like, what is happening? It's too early for this.
You gotta buy me dinner first before you do that.
So it's like, what are you
Please.
doing? Yeah.
No,
Oh my gosh.
you're perpetuating the stereotype.
Ooh, I'm here to protect you.
I'm Zinvo, I need you, one, to never do that again. Two, I need to delete this section from my stream.
Well,
Let me just grab chat here real quick. I watched Lawnmower Man and it didn't work for the... I don't know what that means. Crimson says, oh man, VR makes me sick, but getting drunk in a pub, clunky keyboard. Jonathan says, you must be able to do a backflip in order to play Dancer in VR. Oh no. Imagine having... You have people trying to do jump and stuff in VR.
big elusive jump into their big screen TV. Oh, whoops.
Instead of elusive jumping off the edge, you elusive jump out your window.
You elusive jump out of life.
Yeah, but I think this game's got quite a lifespan for it, for a while anyway. But unless, I could be wrong, but unless they decide to replace all the old Luminous Engine stuff, I have a feeling its days are numbered. You can't update that stuff. The Luminous engine sucks. I hate it. There's a reason 13 ran like ass. And 15 too in certain places. And I'm looking at you, Ramu. You fucking break my frame rate.
But he has a magnificent beard.
Oh my god.
Whole dungeon.
I think that's it for that one. Anybody have anything else you want to say about how long this game's going to last before we move on, or nah?
Nope.
Okay.
Wait for Final Fantasy 20.
See you guys in Final Fantasy 20. This last one's just, this was a fun one. Yoko Taro has almost complete creative control over the Yora Dark Apocalypse raid in 5.1. So, Paldor, you wanna start with this?
So I never played the Neir games, but I've seen videos of it, and I personally like instances in Final Fantasy XIV where it's like nothing but bullet hell mechanics, or AoEs over AoEs and over AoEs and all that. So I'm pretty excited for the craziness that this raid potentially has with the amount of AoEs and bullet hell scenarios like Yaku instance. And I'm hoping for perspective changes, like in the game, like in the Neir game, where it's over the shoulder, third person action RPG, and then it all of a sudden turns into like an arcade. So I'm hoping for some unique stuff from this raid.
Yeah.
That just made me cry on the inside. Just a little bit.
I know. And I will enjoy those tears.
I'll say any Neir.
Oh no!
Any
Just
Neir,
like in Savage, when all you hear is dead silence for me, and then all of a sudden.
I played the Neir Gestalt, and I watched videos of Automata, but any Neir game just has so much going on all the time. I'm willing to bet that the Yoshida's gonna have to tell him like 50 billion times, this is too hard, you have to tone it down. He's like, no.
I mean, I was just leveling my ult and got into what's it called, Monastery, and people still die to Thunder God, and people just don't understand mechanics. So honestly, just make it hard. It's not going to change the player base or how
just make it
easy
hard.
it
I want to
is to clear.
stop. I want a doorstop where it's a separation, and if you can't get past this content, well, then keep trying.
You want a content gate is what you want.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
And if they're going to make it that hard, it shouldn't be something that's put into roulette.
No, but then this is going to end up like coils again.
Yeah, it'll end up like.
But we're not going to have a problem, Philo. That's the bottom line. Is the only people who are going to have a problem are the people who are not in a big FC, who don't organize their own events and don't run their own raid.
But
Exactly.
see,
We do that every week. So.
See, the thing with us is we
carry people within those raids because we have a wide mixture of game styles. So and it's formulated that way on purpose.
It's like an actual raid.
I just want my cowboy to wear 2B's dress. That's
Oh
all
my
I
god.
want.
I will say that we are a little bit biased because all of us can clear the content, but I think I can go as far to say we're all at least competent. So that's, yeah. Except maybe me. I might not be competent.
Well, and our higher level players have multiple classes, so we can switch it up, and if we need to fill something, we do something else or whatever. So
Yeah,
we just take care of our people.
Yeah, I think there was maybe one, maybe two raid nights in all of Stormblood we didn't accomplish it.
Are there for those? Because I don't remember that.
Santa Dabbing, I'm looking at you.
Oh no.
And
We barely cleared with Inuyasha, I hope you know.
Yeah, and the other one was one night when we were getting DDoSed into oblivion. So
I
sorry.
think I was.
That doesn't count then.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot. I'm not supposed to do the mic thing anymore. But I had the flashback and I had to do it. I'll stop. Let me grab chat here real quick. When do we get Eureka Nights back? Whenever they release the exploration content for 5.1, I'll be on that train for sure.
You.
And it's probably going to be Thursdays.
Probably.
Because we're not taking Fridays, because there's too many people who do other things Fridays.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm trying to keep the schedule light this time. I don't want to be doing everything like we did in Stormblood.
No, it's tiresome having an event every night.
Yeah. Crimson says I'm old enough for that too, but the movie hasn't aged well. That movie hasn't aged well. Unlike us, like fine wine. Oh, is the Lawnmower Man.
No, Kai. No.
Kai, you're hurting me.
Why? Why would you do this
I
to
feel
me?
physically attacked.
I'm hurt.
I do too. No, but Open Clear Thursdays are probably gonna switch over to the new Eureka when it comes out.
Yeah. The other thing with Yoko Taro having complete creative authority is that the characters are all going to show up too, so that's going to be really weird.
And I won't know any of them.
Yeah, that's the downside to these kinds of crossovers. You just get thrown in and you might not have the context for it. It's kind of why
I had absolutely no idea what happened anywhere in Evilise. Like, no clue whatsoever.
I don't even know who these people are, so I know less than you.
What is even a Neir?
it's
Androids and robots.
androids and RPG elements.
Okay.
And anime girls.
Wait, there's role-playing grenades in that?
Yeah. You just throw one and
What?
you just throw one and it says ooh woo and it explodes.
Can I roleplay as a scantily clad anime girl?
Probably.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, they said they said something about making the glamour the same for both genders, so we're all going to be wearing
They did
dresses.
said the glamours this time are
Please,
quite.
God, no.
The glamours this
I don't
time are
wanna-
quite daring, and the Yora characters don't wear like anything.
I don't want to
like-
see Raz in whatever that outfit is, please. In my raid nights.
Excuse you, you're not the one who has to stare at his leopard thong robe butt because it's positioned right above your hotbar. And you're partnered with him, so guess who you go to all the time?
It was the best idea for raid night ever.
Swimsuits? Yeah. I suppose I'll have to re-glam Black Mage for Tuesday.
This Tuesday?
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
John was telling me about that idea y'all did. And I'm gonna make it mandatory for my static to wear green frog suits
Oh no.
in bright
See,
metallic
that-
orange.
That's not a good idea, because what if you mistake one frog for another and you're trying to fucking move?
Look,
Everyone's
this-
a different color.
Listen,
Yeah, you need everybody to be different colors.
no, everyone needs to be the same color. This is
Oh my
No,
god.
it's like the tanks are blue, the healers are green, the fists are like red and orange.
Well, good luck.
You should all
Leopard print frogs.
you should all be barf green.
No.
It'd be the best color. It was kind of just a fun little blurb. Anybody have anything else about Yoko Taro having full creative over?
Oh, his character's probably gonna be in it too.
Oh, that's true.
That's the only other thing I know about that.
Willie says, "What happens if you're colorblind?" Well, you can't be in
There's a
Philo
colorblind
Static, I
mode.
guess.
Yeah, they're colorblind now.
Oh, is there? I thought there wasn't in this.
Yeah, I tried it once. It's fucking awful.
Oh,
It's
that's,
Yeah, it's there.
yeah. There's.
I don't know how colorblind
Also,
people
hearing
can
impaired-
live.
Hearing impaired mode is actually really cool if you're fishing and you want to watch something else.
Wait, there is such a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the screen has these color grids, and when the sound gets really loud, it like goes into your screen as an overlay, and it turns red.
That's weird.
It's system config, and it's the last tab. It's accessibility settings, and there's
Yeah, it's awesome.
stuff for color.
I can watch Netflix and fish without a controller. Because it's really hard to miss this big red thing in the middle of your screen on all the corner of your eye.
That's interesting. I didn't even know that. I'll have to play with that later.
Yep. Cool for fishing's in vogue. Cool for fishing.
Aw, yeah.
Also, I have some new echo tanks for your fishing.
Wait, what?
I'm going to teach you how to efficiently fish so you can quit bitching about it.
Lol. Jonathan
But I like
says
bitching.
it's like sound waves from those EDM YouTube videos, but on the
Yes.
side of your screen.
Yeah. But they're efficient.
Does anyone have any closing thoughts? I think it's time to end the podcast.
Don't merge servers, please. Jeez.
Yeah,
We don't need that.
I want chaos to happen.
No, we don't need that.
I would like.
I like this game.
I like the suggestion I put out where you just have a hub area for people that don't want to play.
No,
together.
a community center would be great.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
That I could totally get behind, but not the other thing.
Give
Yeah.
my warrior's identity back, please.
No, I got stuck last night, Supa. I got scared.
You got
So
stuck where? Oh,
yeah, it's a bad idea.
Where'd you get stuck? Were you in Balmung?
I was on Balmung getting a treasure map, and I got stuck for 10 minutes.
Oh no.
Oof.
Why would you ever go to Balmung in the first place?
Treasure maps, they're
Because-
cheap.
Because treasure maps are cheap there, because they do tons of treasure maps there.
Was it worth it?
It was for 50k. For 3.
I think everybody's in agreement that we don't want a data center world visit system. Yoshida, please chill. Just they should be playing on the same data center to begin with, anyway. And honestly, I don't want. This is kind of after the fact, but ping is a big issue too, especially
Oh, yeah.
after you're trying to put all those people from all these different places into a data center. Your server's gonna really be on fire then.
What they're asking for just doesn't exist.
Yeah, I think that's why I said it's gonna need like a Heidelin kick. There was a conspiracy theory comment. There's like, it's the new calamity. They're just gonna break the game, take it down, and fix everything, and put it into a mega
The
server.
worlds are merging.
That's 7.0's plot. The worlds are merging. We have to stop it, and we just fail.
The
I do wanna-
metagaming is real.
Yes. I do want to say that the tank queue needs to recover, and what the hell, it still hasn't.
What do you mean? You guys have long queues?
I have to wait. It's
Thank you,
just
they're eternal. Like,
Oh my
they're
God.
like healer queues used to be. Like, they're like
it's so long.
5 to 10 minutes.
Because no one
Yeah.
wants to play a dead class of healers.
Yeah. Healers are instant.
Healers,
Yeah.
healers just go right in.
I haven't
Priority
had
for
a
healers.
problem leveling my DPS on my ult. My queues have been
It's-
relatively good.
It's terrible if you're tanking though.
I was gonna say that it's because of all those.
Not leveling dungeons. I'm not talking about leveling.
It was. I was gonna say it's because of all those getting over your tankxiety posts before Shadowbringers dropped.
I did run into somebody last night who had never tanked before, or not last night, but it was before maps. They'd never tanked before, and they said in party chat, "Hey, I've never tanked before, but I will OT willingly." And we're all like, "Oh, I like you. Where have you been? Holy cow!" They're like, "Okay, that's cool."
Lol.
Then they're like, "Do I need to do anything? Is there like a swap or anything?" We're like, "Nope, it's good." Wow, you communicate. Wow, holy cow! And that took all of maybe a minute.
No, it's mine.
No, I'm never tanked this content before. I'm the MT. I'm just gonna pull without a countdown.
That's what they do right now, and it fucking aggravates. Load into E4, all of a sudden we're going.
Yeah, I haven't even finished loading in, and they already pulled.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Or they do a ready check, and 90% of the time, if they do a ready check, I know we're going right after everybody says yes.
Yeah.
That's my countdown right there.
I love when they pull before I can even summon my fairy. And then I have to waste my opener.
You don't need an opener.
I think I'm going to end the podcast here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been fun. We had some fun discussions tonight. But we'll see you guys next week when we talk about the meaning of life and avoiding walking into razor blades.
And the number 42.
Yeah, the number 42 too.
Well, it's 69.
No, not 69.
No,
That's
it's 42.
69 is when we have to have the talk, Philo. That's not for a while.
It's only for Philo, too.
It involves the top.
But see, doesn't 69 lead into 42?
No.
No.
It's the other way around.
It's the other way around, yeah.
It's the talk with the birds and the bees and the coconut trees.
Coconut trees? What the hell are you doing?
I don't know what freaky shit you do with coconuts. That's all you.
Alright, see you guys.
There's coconut trees involved now?
Yeah. The times are changing rapidly, Kazi, and I don't know what to do
I
anymore.
guess so. Wow.
God.
Kids these days are into freaky stuff, let me tell you.
Alright.
Sips and coconut.
We'll see you guys next week. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.